Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description.
All right. So, first things first. Basically, if you guys have seen any of my videos lately, I'm not sure how many of them got screwed up, but I think that there's like an audio kind of like stacking on some parts of I think it's like the outro stuff. So, when I make this video, I'm going to be trying to fix it. But effectively, like when you're done with the Simon Necronomicon, or like, you're in it and you're exploring it and you're learning about the Zonai, the gate walking, the Macloo text, the Magan text, the 50 names of Marduk, and you want to go for more. You know, you're like not satiated enough by the Simon Necronomicon itself. What else can you do? Where else can you go? So I thought of this, which is of course my own, my written copy of the Simon Necronomicon has all my tips, tricks, traps, da 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 in here. I also added a couple of things. So, expanding on the Simon Necronomicon system, what can you include and not include? So, one thing that I think can go along with the rest of the Simon Necronomicon is the Surfu Tablets. I think they're spelled Surphu. I think I've seen them as Surfu at one point or another, but if you just look up like Surfu Tablet series, you can dig into that. And it's got a lot of different prayers and stuff. It's similar to the Macloo text, but not as like harsh, where it's about like blessings and exorcisms. And I think it primarily works with Enki and Shamash, and yeah, I think it's just Enki and Shamash. But it's for blessings and prayers and things like that to remove negative spirits, and it works with the Tapu and Top T. I have a video on that that I already made. I think I did talk about the Surfu tablets like a couple of years back because I've been doing this for a while now. But all right, so you have the Surfu tablet series, the Macloo text in the Simon Necronomicon. There's the Macloo series tablets. You can go and take a look at that and dig that up. Also in the Magan text, there's the Enuma Elish, which is incomplete. You guys can go and take a look at the Enuma Elish, which is the creation epic of Mesopotamia. And then there's also Ishtar's descent, or on the descent of Ishtar, or Inanna's descent. It of course goes by both names because Ishtar and Inanna are like interchangeable ish. Um, interchangeable Ishtar. Anyways, because the descent of Ishtar story is way bigger than what they put in what Simon put, or the author put in the Simon Necronomicon. So there's a lot more that you can dig on this stuff. There's plenty of other tales that you can get into. Like the descent of Ishtar doesn't just end with her, getting like murdered by Ereshkigal and then coming out of the underworld. It gets a lot bigger than that, both on the front end of the story and the back end of the story, and that's why I put it in here. Then one of the other things which I haven't exactly completed yet, which is why I got to find some time, whenever the hell that's going to be, to get back into expanding this. But there are prayers that you could probably dig up for each of the Zonai so that you can actually use that in your gatewalking rituals. It doesn't necessarily have to be, entirely 100% scripted by you. Of course, a lot of these tablets, by the way, they have missing words and stuff just because of stuff falling apart over time. So when you read it, you might have like, a couple of words and then a blank. So you might have to fill in a word with context clues. Do that to make the whatever you're saying or gonna say in a ritual or have you, more complete, because you don't want to skip over a word. Sorry guys, it's like 5 in the morning. I've been up since 3. I can't get back to sleep. It sucks. But yeah, so there's the prayers to each of the gods and goddesses. There's a what was it? I'm thinking his name is Samuel Noah Kramer. Look up that guy because he's got a lot of books on Mesopotamian like religion and culture. There was this really great book. It was like Ishtar, Queen of Heaven and Earth. I think I found it at my college's library, and that went really in depth on like the cultural history of Ishtar slash Inanna, and um, her descent story. Really, really big, really great. So there's basically a lot of research that you can be doing into the culture and religion beyond just the Simon Necronomicon itself. There's lots of tablets that you can go and look up. I mean, it takes a little bit of Googling and a little bit of digging and trying to click on some links that end up getting you nowhere or trying to get you to buy something. But, give it a shot, because the more that you dive into this stuff rather than just working with the Simon Necronomicon itself, the more that the system, or working with these different spirits and what have you, they start to breathe, and they start to really like get more enriched. Oh, also, along with all the other stuff that I was talking about and suggesting, the Powers of Marduk, which is my version of the Necronomicon spellbook, basically, which is more accurate to the tablets that where that the 50 names of Marduk came from. um, that's another good one to go after, because that actually has the Enuma Elish version, rather than the Simon Necronomicon version of the 50 names, and expands on them a little bit more. I kind of threw in my own personal research from the last several years into the Powers of Marduk book, because of course I can't publish this, you know. Anyway, so get digging, get researching, get expanding on that system, and trust me, it'll come more alive for you. Good hunting.